Hello and welcome to Opening Bars. I just love this chord progression because it's so simple yet so memorable at the same time. And there are only 4 chords that you really need to know. Looking at the grand staff, you can already see that something is a little bit different. Instead of the treble clef, you'll see a bass clef is notated for the right hand. We are doing this because the chords we will be playing are primarily below middle C, and we want to avoid the use of excessive ledger lines in the written score. In fact, it's never such a bad idea for pianists to get more practice reading the bass clef anyway. You will also see that there are 4 flats, so that must mean it's either A flat major or F minor, and the time signature is 4/4. Starting with the middle C, which is the first ledger line on this staff, we can see that we have an F, A flat, and C, which outlines an F minor triad. This triad is in its root position with the F on the bottom. In the next measure, we'll leave the C and A flat where they are and move our thumb down to the E flat. These 3 notes make up the triad of A flat major. Because the E flat, or the 5th of this chord, is on the bottom of the triad, this arrangement is identified as being in second inversion. In the 3rd measure, we'll leave our E flat where it is and close ranks once more with an E flat, G, and B flat to form an E flat major triad in the root position. And for the final measure, we'll move that whole chord down a full tone to outline a D flat major triad. So far, in the right hand, we have an F minor, A flat in second inversion, E flat major, and D flat major. Turning our attention now to the left hand, we can see that it mimics the right hand, except, for the most part, the 3rd of the chord is missing. The first measure contains an F and a C, which is an open perfect 5th. In the second measure, we will leave the C where it is and again move our pinky down to the E flat. Now, I believe in the actual recording, the full triad is played here, which gives this chord a very rich and full voicing. But for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to leave it as a major 6th for now. In the final 2 measures, we will once again outline the interval of a perfect 5th, one starting on the E flat, and in the final measure, starting on a D flat. Even though this 4-measure fragment contains 3 major chords, it's very clear, and of course if you've heard the rest of the song, that this piece is in a minor tonality. So, turning now to a harmonic analysis, you can see then that the very first measure will be a 1 or tonic chord in F minor. The letter I is in lower case to indicate that it's a minor chord. In the next measure, we are forming an A flat major triad, but again, because the E flat or 5th of this chord is on the bottom, we will label this chord a 6/4 or second inversion. And finally, the last 2 chords are a 7 and a 6, both major. You'll notice that these symbols are capitalized, meaning they are major chords. In this particular case, the 6th and 7th of this F minor tonality are not raised as you might expect in a harmonic or melodic minor scale. This means we are using the natural minor version of the scale, which sounds like this. That's all we really need to know for a harmonic analysis of this fragment, so let's turn our attention now to the rhythm. As you can see, the time signature is 4/4, which means that there is a pulse of 4 quarter notes in each measure. I have also indicated the numerical values of the beats and added plus signs to indicate the 8th note subdivisions. Notice that we are striking these chords on beat 1 and the AND of 2 in each instance. So if we were to count this out loud, we would say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's count out loud while I play the chords at the same time. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a good practice technique to count out loud, particularly if you're learning challenging rhythmic passages. Now, there's something I wish to bring to your attention. If you listen to the recording and play the rhythm exactly as notated on the page, you will notice that they actually sound slightly different. Let me demonstrate what I mean. First, I'll play it the way it's notated on the page, and then I'll play it the way it sounds on the recording. See if you can hear the difference. And now the way it's on the recording. Did you hear the difference? If not, please go back and listen again. On the recording, the second chord on the "and" of 2 sounds slightly earlier than where you might expect to hear it following the notated page alone. This is a very subtle difference which makes for a very different musical feel, and one that allows more space for Adele's vocals. This is a very important distinction for you to consider as you progress in becoming a better musician and artist. It's all in the details. You'll notice here too that I've notated the chorus. It's the same 4 chords as the verse, yet they are rearranged and now all of them are in root position. You will also see that the rhythm remains the same as the verse. So let's count out loud again for more practice. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... For those of you who are interested, you'll notice that when I played the opening sample, I included a small little tag at the end of the verse. These chords are F minor, E flat major, and then a new chord is introduced, C minor, which then moves up to a D flat major. Let's go ahead and play that now, again, counting out loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now that you know all the notes and the rhythm, you can concentrate on advancing specific piano techniques. One skill you can work on while practicing these opening bars is to strike all of the notes in each chord at the same time, giving equal weight to each note so that they may all sound evenly within the chord. Do this while you're practicing your rhythms, not only for the verse, but for the verse tag and the chorus as well. Try closing your eyes and feel your fingers on the keys. Are they depressing all of the notes at exactly the same time? Are they being struck with similar velocities? And is the weight evenly distributed? Where are your hands placed on the keyboard? Does the feeling of the playing of the chords correlate with what your ears hear? One suggestion to improve your overall musicianship would be to practice the chord progression in different keys. Let's go ahead and play this in G minor, saying the chord names and harmonic analysis out loud while playing. Let's do that together now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G minor, B flat second inversion, F, E flat, 1, 3, 6, 4, 7, 6. We can also play the score progression up yet another tone into A minor. Let's try that now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now the chorus. Let's play the verse tag. I hope you enjoyed your lesson today. Remember, don't just play notes. Make music. Until next time, thanks for listening.